I just mentioned, we are so close to getting that $1,000 mark, and we actually got a $2 donation from Carmelin. Thank you so much for the donation. Any dollar amount helps for this wonderful marathon. So that means we are now at $687. That is an incredible amount. Thank you to everyone who donated for this wonderful cause up to this point. And those $2 went towards the Toho Imperishable Night Choose Final Stage poll, and it went to Final B, which means Final B Kaguya is back in the lead at $7 over Final A Elren. Early at the start of the marathon, Kaguya was comfortably in the lead. Well, not comfortably, but it was the only one on the board at $5. Elren took the lead with a $6 donation from George, and now Kaguya is back in for Final B with that $2 donation from Carmelin. So now, if you want to see Final A, you know what to do. All you gotta do is donate at least over $1 to ensure that Final A gets to be the final stage played for Toho Imperishable Night. And I just got the word from our wonderful crew that we are ready. We're ready for some Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. I'm so excited for this run. I love me some Sonic speedruns that you kind of may have noticed during my excitement for Sonic Frontiers, and I'm just as excited for Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited, ran by nWoPlat Maduro, and take it away. Best of luck, good luck, have fun. I'm sure you'll do great. So, hats off to you.
Hello everyone. So I'm nWoPlat Maduro, or nWo Shroomy, whichever one you want to call me, or Mashi, or Shashi, or Plush. I have a lot of usernames, I guess. And this is Sonic 3 Air. This is a fan game. This is a fan-made remaster of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The original game was made by Sega, obviously, and then this remaster was made by Eukaryote and a few other people. This gives Sonic the peel out from CD and the drop dash from Mania, and also allows you to use Tails Assist without a second controller, and also gives you a bunch of other quality of life features and options. So yeah, pretty cool game. And this is what we will be running. So that being said, I think we are gonna start now in 3, 2, 1, go. So the first thing we are gonna do here is try and get those speed shoots so that we can do the stage faster. And I don't go for the fire shield. Most people go for the fire shield, but I'm really bad at doing this optimally with the fire shield, so I just do it without because it's about the same speed. Thankfully, since we have the drop dash, not having the shield doesn't lose as much time as it would have in the original, so it's actually about the same, only like a second difference maybe, at most, so it's actually not really bad. So here we are gonna spam Sonic's signature ability called the Insta Shield. When you jump and you press jump in mid-air and you don't have any elemental shields, Sonic activates the Insta Shield, which allows him to increase his attack range, if you get what I mean. And it also gives him invincibility from most things for a very short amount of time. Now we are getting the bubble shield, and we wanna keep this for now until we get to where the lightning shield is, and we just got sub-pixeled. So that was kind of a slow tunnel there. So we bounce off the lightning shield monitor, and now we are gonna do the rest of the stage with the lightning shield. Made the funny jump that I could have gotten, but it's only like a second and a half faster at most. So it doesn't matter. There's also a fire shield there to the left of the checkpoint. But that fire shield is slower to take, so it's only if you want to do the bounce on the boss safely. So that it doesn't matter when you time the jump, I guess. So now we are gonna bounce on Eggman, and we are gonna finish him up in one cycle, hopefully. Okay, I got the funny jump. And after the 8 hits, you just wanna use the lightning shield to save yourself, like that. And now we are gonna exit into the menu as soon as both the time and the rank bonus hit 0 to go directly to Hydra 31, and now we are gonna use Tails route. And we are gonna get the shield, and then we are gonna wait a little bit and hit the spring at about 26 seconds. So that we can just hold right and then make this cycle. And now we are gonna go to the boss, and we are gonna do a funny strat. We get one hit off screen, and then we get the remaining hits by spin dashing and jumping off the wall. Like that. And then the last 2 hits are just using the insta shield. And now we are gonna restart checkpoint as soon as Act 2 starts to skip the cutscene and also reset the cycle. This stage is kind of just like catching cycles, basically. And we are gonna use Tails and also a few other things here. So we are gonna wait for this cycle, and then later we are gonna use Tails when we make it up. So, Turtle Knight, do you have any announcements?
Absolutely. We just want to remind people who are tuning in for the first time why we are here in the first place, and that is QMUNITY. QMUNITY's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives through support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully, free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, QMUNITY is able to ensure that no one in British Columbia gets left behind. And also, if you are interested in knowing what Speedromizer is all about, well, do I have the explanation for you? Well, Speedromizer is a charity marathon with a twist. What you submit is not what you run. So, runners will have 90 days to learn the game that they get assigned, and you're seeing some of the great speedruns that you have seen so far at Speedromizer 6. And if you want to know more about Speedromizer, don't forget to check out our Discord at speedromizer.live/discord.
So, thank you, Turtle Knight. So, here we're gonna use Tails to take a few shortcuts. And we wanna keep the shield here. We are gonna do the speed shoes and then we are gonna do some tricky maneuvers here. You can't break those walls without the spinners in the original, but in air they changed it, so it's actually faster to not get on the spinners and instead just break those walls normally. And then this boss here is just getting 5 hits. There is a way to get 6, but it requires a tricky combo with tails that I never actually bothered to learn, to be honest. And now for Marble Garden 2, it's just gonna be more platforming and also trying to keep the shield, I guess. So, sorry for calling you again, but Toronite, if you have any announcements.
Oh, yeah, no apologies necessary because it gives me the opportunity to talk about anybody who wants to sort of participate in future Speedromizer marathons and be a volunteer. If you'd like to help out with future events, we open volunteer sign-up before our events. They are announced on our Discord, so keep an eye on our server if you're interested in helping to run the show. Most roles do not require experience, so we would be happy to have you even if it's your first time. A reminder, you can find our Discord at speedromizer.live/Discord. So I am curious about some of this tech that you've shown so far as the learning process of it. How long did it take you to sort of learn, get down some of the movement tech and the routing for this? Because I played a lot of classic Sonic, but I can never seem to remember the routing, or I guess the optimal route to go. I'm curious, how long did it take you to be able to do that, to learn the strats for this game?
How long did it take me?
Yep.
So, this game, I've been running it for like 4 years at this point. If you have like a lot of time to spare, this game is actually, like, I wouldn't say it's like free, but it's one of the easier games to pick up if you don't go for like world record strats or anything silly. But it's just like such a time investment to learn such a long game like this that even if you have like all day, it can still take you like a month to learn all of the levels. Even if you have like more than 10 hours a day to play or something. Now, Carnival Night 1 is a cycle-based level, at least in the start. We are gonna try and make this first cycle here. Oops, got sub-pixeled. But it's fine. And then we wanna get on this wheel and then try to take another shortcut. But worst case, we just use tails. Like that. And this mini-boss is kind of tricky. You can't hit it the same way as the other bosses. You actually have to make it vulnerable so it hits itself with its own spinner. Like that. You can manipulate the camera by looking up or down so that the spinner goes up or down earlier, depending on what you need. So yeah, that's an interesting fact that people usually don't take advantage of, but it can make your life easier, even though the camera manipulation is a bit tricky, but it can make the boss a lot less tedious. And here we are gonna take a shortcut with the bumper. Like that, and then the fire shield makes the start a bit faster, but if we didn't have it, if we lost it in Act 1, it would still be fine. It's only like a few seconds, like less than 5 lost if you don't have the fire shield. And we are not gonna use it anyway for this part, so... Like here, if you enter the water, you just lose the shield anyway. And we are gonna try to take a bubble or wait for the water. Well, we took the bubble, so we can just YOLO this part. Almost got crushed, but it's fine. So now we just gotta make it through the rest of the stage. We are gonna take a shortcut by getting on a barrel and then breaking 2 ring monitors. And then afterwards, we're just gonna... There's like this, the Barrel of Doom. And we're just gonna get through it, because we actually know to go up and down, unlike the unfortunate kids that picked up the game back then and didn't have a manual. You know what to do in the Barrel of Doom.
The good old days of games coming in with big books as game manuals. I would just spend so much time in with older Sonic games just reading the manual left and right.
And then this boss is just like spamming the insta-shield, I guess. And then Ice Cap 1 can basically be summarized as like the same old keeping the shield, and also if you do the exact same thing every time, Ice Cap 1 is actually kind of risk-free, unless you're doing YOLO strat, so it's also another good time for announcements if you have any Toronite.
Absolutely. Well, just want to say that if you'd like to donate to community, you can visit our Tiltify campaign at speedromizer.live/donate. You can also find the donate link below the stream and in chat by typing !donate. All of your donations are sent directly to community. And when you're donating, don't forget to put your money towards our active challenges and polls. We have many active incentives going on for the event, all of which you can view on Tiltify, including some polls where it is very, very close. As I mentioned earlier, only $1 separates first and second place for our Toho Imperishable Night Choose the Final Stage poll. Final B is currently in the lead at $7 over Final A at $6. And Disney Pixar Brave Choose the Outfit. The gown is in the lead at $26. The guard in second place at $25. So you can decide some of these polls that we got going on our Tiltify. And as again, gotta type !donate and it'll take you to our Tiltify page. And as a reminder, Community's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives through support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully, free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, Community is able to ensure that no one in British Columbia is left behind. They have been built by and for queer, trans, and two-spirit communities since 1979. Today, their leadership continues to create and build an organization that supports everyone within two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual communities across British Columbia through support, connection, and leadership. to you, Shroomy.
Nice stage.
And I'm curious, you mentioned earlier about any potential differences in terms of Sonic 3, Angel Island Revisited, and the classic Sonic 3. How much is it really that much different in terms of speedrunning this game for both games?
The differences between both are kind of like it is mostly like a few things here and there, because the drop dash makes things faster in some situations, and also it makes taking some shortcuts easier, because for example in Hydrocity 2, as you saw, I was like spamming tails everywhere. The first time you use tails in Hydrocity 2, you cannot take that shortcut as solo Sonic in the original game unless you're using a second controller, which isn't allowed for speedruns in any percent, unless you're doing the category extension thing. And then the second shortcut is possible as solo Sonic, but it requires a really weird jump. It's not frame perfect, but it's like very tricky. So yeah, it's like Sonic 3 Air is mostly Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but easier and faster in a few cases. There's like lots of examples. And also the fact that you can just opt to use the peel out sometimes instead of a 6-stop, because doing spin dashes optimally is one of the hardest things to learn in Sonic. And we also skipped this cutscene with the restart checkpoint, and it's valid for Glitchless, by the way, but yeah. It's just like easier overall, this game, as opposed to the original, to answer your question, Toronite. The beginning of the stage has a few cycles, but other than that, this is also movement. So if you want, you can take it over if there's any announcements, Toronite. And also thanks for asking questions.
Sure, anytime. And just as a reminder of some of the polls and incentives that we have going on, later in Speedromizer, we have something for Rebel Transmute where you can get a pet Armadillo P. What exactly is an Armadillo P? Well, we're gonna have to donate and find out together. It's $75 to reach that incentive. We don't have a ton of time because that Rebel Transmute run is happening later on in day 3 for Speedromizer 6. So $75 and we'll get that pet Armadillo P. In addition, if we can get to that $75, we then cross over to over $700 for Speedromizer 6 up to this point. We are currently sitting at $687.01. So, if my math is correct, all we need is $12.99. Are you the one who is going to be the one crossing us over to 700? Well, the way to do that is by typing in the chat !donate. That'll take us to the Tiltify page and see if you're the one that's gonna push us to $700. And back to you, Shroomy. I'm curious about the Shroomy. I'm actually curious about the boss because you seem to kind of know where they are kind of going. Is it always a set movement pattern with the bosses?
What did you ask again? Sorry, I gotta hear the question again.
Oh, no worries. That it was simply do you kind of seem to already know where the bosses are going to be entering from. Is the movement of the bosses kind of set every single time out?
Yeah, the RNG in this game, there's only really one boss where the RNG is like kind of weird. Well, there's two bosses. There's Mecha Sonic in Sky Sanctuary, and then there's Red Eye and Detect 1, but other than those two bosses, the others are quite predictable. They basically do the same thing every time. Well, Big Orbis has a bit of RNG after the first two hits because it can go down and up at random times, but you can easily react to whichever pattern he takes, unless you have like 0 rings or something, and then you kinda have to play it safe. But other than that, it's just the same for almost all the bosses. To answer your question, like the bosses are basically the same every time.
By the way, can I just say the music in this...
just like movement again. Well, Mushroom Hill 1 and 2, you may have noticed I took a specific route for Act 1. This zone in general, both levels have a lot of different routes you can take. Mushroom Hill 1 is actually quite lenient. There's like 3 different routes that people take that are about the same speed, and one of them even has a variation, so it's more like 4 routes actually, if you count the variation of middle route in Mushroom Hill 1. Although bottom route is only for glitched, but still, it's like 3 glitchless routes and then 1 glitched route. So it's like very lenient. Mushroom Hill 2 is not as lenient, but it does have a lot of backups. So yeah. And then Flying Battery 1 is another tricky stage. Flying Battery is one of the most tedious zones in the entire game, to be honest. Because there's cycles everywhere in both acts, and especially in Act 1, if you don't know what cycle you have, you can easily end up taking a 20-second death or something. Which is like very, very tedious. Oops. Okay, that's fine. We're still making second cycle, so it's probably only like 5 seconds or something.
Hey, that just means that we get to listen to more Flying Battery Zone music, which I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I personally think Flying Battery Zone, it has the best track in the entire game. I know there's a lot of great tracks in Sonic 3. Personally, I think Flying Battery Zone is my favorite. I wonder what chat thinks is their favorite track in this game. I know there's basically no wrong answer, but I'm curious as to what is chat's favorite level music in this game.
Oops. I gotta wait for the cycles now, but it's fine. What even happened to the spin dash there? What? But okay.
Gotta love some of the funny things that happen during runs of games that we all have experienced, but just seem to find things that never happen to us, and it only happens on a marathon.
It was more like I got an ultra slow spin dash or something, but I thought I got a better spin dash than that. So I was kind of surprised that that went worse than expected. But yeah, you're right. We're gonna restart checkpoint at the start of this act, just in case to restart the cycle so they are a bit more predictable. That's actually another thing that is important to keep in mind. If you wanna restart cycles in levels that are connected in the same zone, you can usually just do that. You can just like restart checkpoint or acts, and then it completely resets the cycles. Like in Hydra 32 earlier.
And it looks like there is someone in chat that also agrees with my take of Flying Battery Zone being the favorite level track in this entire music. Thank you, Roby170503. Saying Flying Battery Zone theme is my fave too. I'm glad that we have some love for Flying Battery Zone's music. And as a quick reminder, if you'd like to help out with future events, we open volunteer sign up before our events. They are announced on our Discord, so keep an eye out on our server if you're interested in helping to run the show. Most roles do not require experience, so we would be happy to have you even if it's your first time. Make sure to join our Discord at speedromizer.live/discord. And back to you, Shroomy.
So yeah, for anyone that saw the later fight, in the original you can't actually skip that later boss, but in Air, they updated the game so now you can actually save like half a minute just by existing and beating the boss before the auto-scroller ends. Basically, so it's like free time save now. It makes 46 minutes possible in Glitchless. While it's possible, because of the world record strats that people use in the original, but I've yet to actually get down and sort of like practice it and get a 46-minute run with that, but yeah. It makes 46 even more possible than before. That's 30-second time save there. This stage is just cycled, so this is another good time for announcements if there's any tonight.
Absolutely. As a reminder, if you'd like to donate to QMUNITY, you can visit our Tiltify campaign at speedromizer.live/donate. You can also find the donate link below the stream and in chat by typing !donate. All of your donations are sent directly to QMUNITY, and when you're donating, don't forget to put your money towards active challenges and polls. We have many active incentives going on throughout the event, all of which you can view on Tiltify, including a poll to decide the character name for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time. Uncle Bob seems to be a very popular choice. It's at $65 right now, so if you have a name that you think is better than Uncle Bob, which there's a growing population of people that seems to believe Uncle Bob is the way to go, but if you want to be a different opinion, if you want to be of a different opinion and go for a different name, be sure to donate to our Tiltify campaign and get the ball rolling. We are less than $13 away from reaching $700 throughout Speedromizer 6 that we have raised. So let's get those donations going. Let's see if we can cross to $1,000 before the end of week one, I should say. And back to you, Shroomy, and seem to be not having any trouble whatsoever with this boss. I keep forgetting that this boss even exists in Sonic 3.
Yeah, this boss is an auto-scroller, basically, in the original game, but they made the knockback for this boss a bit bigger on this game, on Sonic 3 the remastered, so now if you hit the boss, it actually goes much further back, so you can just let it jump and then hit it in midair, and it gets flung back really far, and you can kill it in just 2 jumps, basically, instead of waiting like more than 10 seconds for it to make it to the left and then just knock it over to the sand, which is what you would do in the original, so yeah. And yeah, as you saw in the previous stage, I missed the first cycle, but the rest of the stage was actually really good for my standards. I met all the other cycles, I caught all the other cycles after the first. And then here in Sendopolis 2, you may notice that I'm manipulating Tails. If you hold down in this game when using Tails assist, you can actually make Tails land earlier. And if Tails is tired, then he instantly drops if you hold down. So yeah, that's an interesting fact. This game actually gives you a lot more control over Tails. So it's like really convenient. And it makes the stage much faster. And also cycles just like in the first level, but they are not as bad, honestly.
Just a quick reminder as to why we are here in the first place here at Speedromizer. It's for community. Community has helped over 13,000 people who sought help in 2022. They continue to meet community demand for low-barrier, queer competent services equipped to support those navigating sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression across all age groups in British Columbia. Their Information Referral Services Program, or QDesk, continues to act as the beating heart for information and referral for anyone in British Columbia seeking information, resources, and support related to two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual areas of information, and offers resources to service providers as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of time for announcements. This is basically just keeping the fire shield and then looking it at the end to do the mini boss a bit faster because it's harder to hit the boss with the fire shield.
Right, sounds good, and just a reminder of some of the stuff that we got going on in terms of polls. We got 2 polls that are only separating, that first and second place are separated by just $1. The first one being Toho Imperishable Knight, choose the final stage. Final B in the lead at $7. Final A in second place at $6. So it's only $1. Donate a little more than that, and Final A gets back into the lead. And for Disney Pixar Brave, you get to choose the outfit. You can either go for the gown outfit or the guard outfit. At the start of today, the guard outfit was comfortably in the lead at $25, but then the gown made a big rally, and it's now in the lead at $26. So, but once again, $1 separating those two options. So if you want to have your voice heard and donate to QMUNITY, be sure to type in !donate in the chat, and be sure that when you are donating, be sure to select the poll and the option that you want your donation to go towards to. And back to you, Shroomy.
This is one of the trickiest stages in the run, to be honest.
It does look pretty... I mean, all ice levels, in my opinion, are very difficult to navigate. It could also be a skill issue of mine, but you seem to be flying through this about as well as I have ever seen anyone go through this zone in a speedrun, or in any capacity.
Good stage, all things considered, actually. Like, I could have caught a few more cycles, but considering that, admittedly, I didn't really do a good job at speedrunning this game, and also, this level is just hard in general. This was a really good level too, like only 10 seconds slower than a perfect stage if you catch like every single cycle. And this is another auto-scroller. So another good moment for announcements.
Sure, no problem. We here at QMUNITY welcome anyone who wants to participate as a volunteer. If you'd like to help with future events, we do open volunteer signups before those events. They are announced on our Discord, which you can join at Discord at speedromizer.live/Discord. So you can keep an eye on our server if you're interested in helping to run the show. Most roles do not require experience, so we would be happy to have you even if it's your first time. And I can tell you this personally, the team here at Speedromizer have done a wonderful job. They're all very, very fun people, very good team. I'm very fortunate and grateful to be part of such a wonderful crew here at Speedromizer. And as a reminder, we are at $687.01 for amounts that we have raised, at least for this first week of Speedromizer 6, meaning that we are only less than $13 away from crossing over to $700. That's an incredible amount. But if you want to be the one to get us to that point, all you gotta do is type in !donate in the chat, and then it'll take you to our Tiltify page, or you can go to the link below our stream. It'll take you to the Tiltify page either way, and see if we can donate and get some more donations in for QMUNITY.
So, chat, have you heard of the oh no memes? Because we're gonna get some of that, I guess. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I love the oh no meme.
So, in this game, you can literally just do that. That's literally Knuckles in a nutshell. Like, it's a bit trickier now because they changed the box, so you actually have to hit it from the left side. If the box kinda shifts towards you from the right side, you can't just like keep hitting it over and over. You have to make it move to the left side, but it's still not that bad. You just bait it and then hit it over and over. So yeah, funny box. And here we are gonna fly up to the end and then beat Mecha Sonic. To sum it up. So also another good time for announcements.
Absolutely. So, Community's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives for support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully, free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, QMUNITY is able to ensure that no one gets left behind in British Columbia. And that is the organization that we are here for here at Speedromizer 6. As a reminder, don't forget to type in !donate in the chat. It'll take you to our Tiltify page so you can donate with some of these wonderful incentives that we got going on. Earlier today, we hit the incentive for a bonus run for a blindfolded any % run of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I know someone in chat earlier said, how do you speed run Minecraft blindfolded? Well, you're just going to have to tune in to Speedromizer later on and watch. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic run. I love blindfolded speed runs, and a blindfolded Minecraft run is going to be even an unforgettable experience as a first-time viewer of such a game.
So, yeah, so Sky Sanctuary, as you saw, is just like fly up, and then there's like this tricky jump that I did of a spring, but other than that, the movement is not exactly like free, but once you get it down, it's extremely consistent. Like, the main thing is making sure that Tails doesn't troll you, but other than that, it's one of the easiest stages. And then the boss, it is one of the RNG bosses that I mentioned, the one in Sky Sanctuary, but we got perfect luck, so I actually came really close to my gold. That was like probably a third of a second of gold from how good that Sky Sanctuary was. And now Retec 1 is another RNG boss. This first phase doesn't have RNG, but then the second phase is pretty tricky. Well, I think it's not exactly RNG, but from what Yandes explained, if I understood it correctly, it depends on Sonic's position. If he's to the left or the right of Red Eye, when Red Eye gets mad and starts spinning around really fast. If Sonic gets to the right or to the left, then Red Eye will switch the position of the platforms. We didn't get the best RNG, but that was still okay. Like, at least we didn't die. That could have been way worse. And now we are at the final stage. So, as long as I play it kind of safe, we should hopefully keep the lightning shield. Which the
We're entering Corneria City now. It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only
Alright then. I do apologize, everybody, for the minor technical issues that we just experienced. But don't you worry, we are going to be back after a brief break that while we are fixing through this technical issue. We do apologize. What has been a fantastic run of Sonic 3 Air. And as a reminder, if you haven't donated already, we got some fun incentives going on, such as making sure that we get a pet armadillopede for Rebel Transmute. So don't forget to hit !donate in the chat, and make sure to donate towards that incentive if you want to know what an armadillopede. As I mentioned, we'll be back soon while we are getting these tech issues sorted out. And in the meantime, why don't you just take a break, stand up, stretch your leg, get something to drink, and get something to eat of what has been a fantastic marathon so far. But we always want to make sure you all in the chat are also taking care of yourselves and making sure that you're having as wonderful and comfortable an experience watching Speedromizer 6 as I'm sure you all are. So we will be back in just a little bit. All right, everybody, while we are sorting out through our tech issues, do want to very briefly talk about why we are here in the first place, and that is QMUNITY. So, what is QMUNITY, you may ask? Well, the community's priority is to ensure that they continue to show up for queer, trans, and two-spirit communities every day. They are leading with stability, continuity, and building trust. That is how they, as a community, can work towards a province where all two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual people can live free from harm and discrimination. We are still sorting out for our minor technical difficulties, but we'll be back and ready to go very, very soon. And just want to briefly talk about one of our incentives, or one of our polls, I should say, that we got going on. That is for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time, Name the Character. And $65 of obviously a popular choice. It is Uncle Bob. Personally, I think that's a pretty good name, but if you can think of a better name than Uncle Bob, be sure to donate. It's a commanding lead at $65, but not insurmountable. You know, we also have Ayaya at $33.33. So that's what you're facing when it comes to these options. 33 cents for Ayaya, $65 for Uncle Bob. And I have just been given the green light to send it back over to nWoPlat with some more Angel Island Revisited, Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. Thank you so much to everyone for sitting through our technical difficulties. And with that, nWoPlat, back to you. And hopefully, let's see if we can close this out with a spectacular ending to Sonic 3 Air. Back to you, best of luck, and have fun.
Definitely nothing happened. Yeah, definitely. So, sorry for making everyone wait a few minutes there. My PC crashed. You know, funny crash moment. But this should still be way under an hour, like, I don't know, 55 minutes if I continue from now. So if you could continue the timer, please. And sorry for the issues again, but this should still be way under estimate, even with that funny incident. This was gonna be like 48, assuming nothing weird happened. But this is still gonna be way under an hour, at least. So, is the timer resumed or anyone?
Well, I am sure that we are ready for you. As soon as you're ready, we'll get that timer going.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to make sure. So I'm gonna continue in 3, 2, 1, go. So that was a funny incident there. This is gonna cost me like 7 minutes, but it should still be like a 55 or 56, depending on how this goes. So I'm just gonna like try and make the last stage fast. So yeah, not much to say. Like as long as you keep the lightning shield, and you don't accidentally die. There's like this part about a minute in that we are gonna get into where it's easy to die, especially if you don't have the lightning shield. So basically, the trick for the part, if you don't have the shield, this specific blue part is the part that I'm talking about. You want to make the thing on the right, the right side of the blue platforms. You want to make the right side go up. If you don't have the shield, you want it to go up but not too much, and then you want to stand on the right side to kind of stop it until the missile shooter shoots its missile thing so that you don't get hit, and then you kind of just continue as normal, I guess. Like, it's kind of hard to avoid dying there, but if you know what to do, you should hopefully avoid dying if you don't have the shield. But we managed to keep it, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then this boss is also an extra 30 seconds for announcements if there are any Torranite, like any short announcements.
Absolutely. Just very quickly, just wanted to let you all know what Speedromizer is. Speedromizer is a charity marathon with a twist. When what you submit is not what you run. Accepted runners are randomly assigned the game from someone else and have 90 days to learn their respective game. If that sounds like an awesome concept to you, make sure to join our Discord at speedromizer.live/Discord. And back to you.
So now we have the final boss. This first phase is kind of uneventful. You just wanna like hit the fingers with spin that shit. And Tails kind of just trolls. You ideally want Tails to help you hit the fingers so that you can... Okay, we still got the 3 cycle, so I guess it's still about the same. And then the second phase, you want to combo him with Tails. But first you want to move to the right edge of the arena to align yourself and Tails so that you are both in the same position, kind of, when rushing towards the boss. And now this third phase is just hitting Eggman while he's trying to escape, and then trying to get as many hits as possible. And time. That is a 55 with the crash, but it would have been like a mid 48. GG's, thank you all for watching. Shoutouts to the Tonic 3-year community for answering all of my questions when I was learning the game and also teaching me the game in general. And that being said, this was fun. Yeah, even with that funny incident.
Yeah, no, that was a phenomenal run, I gotta say. I love watching classic Sonic speedruns, and this run right here is another example of why I love classic Sonic, especially classic Sonic speedruns. From what I understand, your time was a 48:28.
48:58?
28.
Oh, 48:28. I see, thanks. So,
yeah.
basically that is like a bit over a minute behind my PB without counting the funny thing at the end. So, considering I basically haven't put in the time I should have into drafting this game, this was like way better than I could have expected from a random no reset run. So yeah, thank you all for watching.
All right. Well, where can people in chat find you? On Twitch, if there's any plugs you want to say, any final words before we have you sign off?
My Twitch is nWo Shroomy. My YouTube is Shroomy Rousey. You know, Rousey from Deltarune. But I've yet to change my YouTube name to nWo Shroomy as well. But for now, it's Shroomy Rousey. And my Discord is Platano Maduro 0951 if anyone wants to DM me for any reason. So yeah, thank you for having me here. This was fun. And yeah, that was actually a really good run, all things considered. I'm pretty happy with that one, actually. So yeah, thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And that was a fantastic Sonic 3 Air run, and we still have quite a jam-packed schedule for this Speedromizer 6 Day 3. We've had a phenomenal Sonic blog with Sonic Frontiers and Sonic 3 Air. Couldn't ask for two better games being here at Speedromizer 6. And now we're going to take a quick moment for a sponsored message. And that is that now, available exclusively until November 25th. Get yourself a piece of Speedromizer history with one of the chips used during the Speedromizer 6 draft lottery. Each of these includes a chip and the personal handwritten thank you note from DJ Fatso. Free shipping on all orders in the US and quantities are limited, so be sure to get yours today at speedromizer.live/chips. And I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of takers. I, for one, I think I'm gonna get myself one. Let's see if I end up getting the chip that I personally got for my game Super Mario Odyssey for later next week in Speedromizer 6. But before we get to that, we have a lot of fun action in later for the remainder of Speedromizer 6 Day 3. So we'll be back after a short break. So remember, let's take a nice break, stretch your legs, get some water, get something to eat. And with that, we'll be back after this short break.